That's audio recording. Yeah, I kind of forgot to clap on the last video. Every game needs some sort of a plan, especially if you're working in like a big team of people. But how does a game design document or a GDD help? I have no idea what the fuck that was. All games need some sort of a plan, especially if you're working in a big team. And that's where a GDD, a game design document, can come in and help. But at the same time, do you actually need a GDD? That's what we're going to have a look at. So you can think of a game design document generally as a religious text for the game project that you're doing. It's a document that details every single mechanic, story beat, design, direction, environment, characters, all the stuff that kind of goes into your game is detailed in that document. As I say, it's like the holy text. You know, every developer should refer to it. And in big AAA studios, these documents can be 100, 200, 300 pages long, which, if you're a small indie studio, that's kind of quite a big task to do, to sit through and write 100 or 200 pages worth of thing, you know, talking about memory management, technical specifications. And that's where the general conversation topic of, is a GDD in its fullest needed? Well, yes, it is needed, or at least some sort of a plan. So, not exactly. The reason I say that is because there's a very, very small game called Diablo 3, which, in an interview with Jay Wilson, who kind of worked on the game, Jay Wilson, when asked in an interview if they had an official game design document, he ended up saying that, and quote, "No, not really. I certainly had a PowerPoint that I put together which described high-level pillars of the project and was 7 things that we considered to be the core of the game." So they come up with 7 design pillars, 7 words, keywords that all detailed certain aspects of the game. Those 7 pillars were approachable, powerful heroes, highly customizable, great item game, endlessly replayable, strong setting, and cooperative multiplayer. He then, later in the interview, goes on to say that these pillars were essentially what the entire development team lived by. If they had an idea, they would compare it to its corresponding pillar and see if it aligned with the vision that they had wrote out in kind of a bigger explanation of what that word means to them in the game. So you can approach planning your games in that sense, and I mean, that worked out for Diablo 3. But in terms of like us as Runic Studios, we do use a GDD. We have a very shortened down template version, which, if you're looking to get started and use a GDD to help with, we do have and have published a free game design document, that template that you can find on itch.io. Link is in the description. And then we also do have a little bit of a bigger one that we do actually use internally. It's not a condensed version, that you can buy for £2.50 on itch.io as well. So those are some resources that we're giving to you to help you get started, plan, and get used to how to write and use a game design document to plan your games. Anyway, that's all we've got, so thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you have found it useful. If you have, please do leave a like and subscribe, as it does help our small studio out a lot. If you want to support us further, you can go ahead and check out our Patreon. Link is in the description to that. You can get some rewards, videos day early. My light has just died. Fantastic. You can get access to videos early, as well as some behind the scenes content, game releases a little bit earlier, so alpha and beta releases. And if you're wanting to keep up with general announcements of the studio as well, go ahead and join our community Discord server and follow us on Blue Sky. That's all from me. I'll see you in a bit. Hey, kind of look at this. 2 videos recorded in one day. Change the t-shirt so people don't know that it was recorded on the same day, and it doesn't look like I'm wearing the same t-shirt twice. So, don't tell anyone.